Hi everyone. Today I'm with Natalie Fulton and we're gonna do a little reaction video just to some random shit online under the theme Are the Carnists okay? So I've collected some shorts and I think you have some Reddit posts, Natalie.
I do. There's
Cool,
a whole
cool.
subreddit dedicated to this called Are the Omnis Okay?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. My clips are mostly carnivore dieter clips, so that'll be fun. But yeah, let's jump right in.
Only eating burgers for a full day in Chicago. Apparently, this is the best burger in Chicago. I got the double with crispy bacon and crunchy pickles, and they piled on the cheese, and the patties were thick and juicy and so buttery. Like, this might have been the best burger I've ever had in my life. And the fries were good, not like the crispiest or saltiest fries I've ever had, but the aioli was so creamy and thick. This burger spot is super famous. It was in an SNL skit once, and apparently it's called Billy Goat because one time a goat wandered in and they adopted it. I got their award-winning Curse Breaker burger, which had jalapenos, grilled onions, and smoked bacon. I got the triple, so it was like an intense amount of meat and cheese. Not quite as juicy as the first burger. And last but not least, we went to this fancy steakhouse because I read an article about their Wagyu smash burger. It's got these thick pickles and this sauce made out of Kewpie mayo and yuzu kosho sauce, which is like spicy and creamy, and the burgers were so buttery and fatty with that crispy smash burger char. I don't know what it is about aioli in Chicago, but it's so garlicky, but then not overpowering, just really flavorful. And that's all for today.
All right. What do you think of that one?
So I have binge watched so many of this girl's shorts and I'm just like extremely concerned for her health. Like the amount of food she eats, like, and all of her clips are basically only eating at blank for a full day. And it's like
Wow.
only eating pizza for a full day, only eating donuts for a full day. And I'm like, are you okay?
I mean, haven't you ever had a day where you only eat pizza?
No.
No. Yeah, who would do that? That's crazy.
But
No,
like,
I can't imagine waking up and being like, I'm gonna eat 3 burgers today. Like that's too many. That's way too many.
yeah, yeah. It's like you need some variety. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Meat eaters are always saying that vegans don't have any variety in their foods, but then when you watch what they eat, it's chicken and burgers and hot dogs, like the same things literally over and over for their entire lives. And like we're the ones who need variety, it just doesn't make any sense.
But I thought this one was funny because she talks about the burger place that they named it after a goat or something because this
Yeah, that
goat
like
wandered
wandered in.
in. It's like,
You
oh,
think
how
they killed the
sweet and
goat?
wholesome. No, but then they're
No, they love the
serving dead
goat.
animals.
Yeah, hypocrisy at its finest.
But yeah, my stomach hurts watching her videos. And it's funny because the comment section is like, oh my God, how are you so skinny? And I'm like, honestly, good question. Like, I know she's not eating literally all of that food. Like, her boyfriend probably eats half of it. Maybe she only tries like a few bites of each thing. I don't know.
Maybe she's bulimic.
Or that, yeah. And then it's sad because some of the comments are like, oh, you really have helped me like overcome my issues with food. And I'm like, how is this a healthy relationship with food?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like
So
I'm
that's
all for
all her
treating
videos
yourself,
are.
but
It's just like her eating all the same shit, like mukbangs, where people eat like
yeah,
a ton of
yeah. But
food.
it's like all in one day. She'll go to like all these different fast food places, just like the most greasy, heavy foods. I cannot handle that. Like my stomach hurts,
Yeah,
like just thinking about eating that much. I don't know.
yeah. What a insane world we live in.
Only eating at Costco for a full day? I've never actually tried their churros, and look at how massive. I also got a chocolate sundae to dip it in. Creamy and so chocolatey. Actually, like the chocolate sauce added a lot. And then I had to try the infamous chicken big hot dog hack, but I'm kind of confused because the hot dog kept pushing the chicken filling out, so you have to like eat as you push, and eventually I just kind of gave up and ate it like half hot dog, half chicken bake. It was so meaty and cheesy, and the bake is a little crispy with that yummy bacon flavor. And Costco has the perfect cheap cafeteria slice of pizza. The dough is like so fluffy fluffy, and the pepperonis are just greasy enough, and the crust gets those like crispy, charred bubbles too. And then I beelined for the bakery for some comically large muffins. The coffee cake one was always my favorite because the top is so crispy and it has that sugary glaze, and it just reminds me of my childhood. And the chocolate ones are so good warm because the chocolate chips get all melty, and the muffin itself is so fluffy. It's really good with butter too. And finally, I got a rotisserie chicken because they're only $5 and it's so much food. Right when you get home, you can start picking at it while it's hot, and it's delicious. And that's all for today.
Wow. You know, it's weird. I was at Costco yesterday, and I was walking by the food court, and I was just thinking to myself, like, who the fuck eats at Costco? Like, why would you go there to eat? Like, you're there to shop and get the hell out of there. It's such a stressful experience being there.
Yeah, this one hits close to home because I worked at Costco like as
Oh my God.
a vendor. You know those like lines of kiosks as you're exiting the store? And so I was right there, posted there across from the food court. So I'm just sitting there like watching people eat these like massive hot dogs, feeding their kids these massive hot dogs.
Oh no.
That amount of processed meat for like a 6-year-old child. I'm like,
Yeah, okay. So when she was doing the hot dog chicken, what was that? I was confused about it.
I
Like, is that a thing?
She was trying to like put the hot dog in the chicken bake and eat it as like a
I don't even know what a chicken bake is.
It's basically a giant pastry thing with chicken and cheese and bacon and stuff
Oh
in
my
it.
God, I've literally never heard of that. Is that like a thing?
Which I've watched children eat before, and I'm like, you are gonna feel so sick after that.
You won't know why.
But sometimes I wonder how many people actually know that these foods are carcinogenic. If you were to poll the average person, like, do they know that the hot dog they're feeding their child is a class 1 carcinogen? Is that common knowledge yet?
They do not know that. Like, you know, they probably think that it's just like, you know, usually when I ask people about like cancer or whatever, they just say, oh, well, everything causes cancer, so whatever. You know, if you like breathe the air, you're gonna get cancer. If you live in Louisiana, like there's this part in Louisiana called Cancer Alley because of all the oil refineries, and there could be like radon exposure, like who knows. So yeah, I think the common attitude I find when talking about that stuff is just like, oh, who cares, you know, we're all gonna die one day.
That's just the stupidest argument because yeah, everything causes cancer. First of all, that's not true. People are not getting cancer from eating broccoli. They're not getting cancer from eating like fruit smoothies. They're getting cancer from eating fucking hot dogs. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, if I get cancer, it'll probably be from alcohol, or that's probably it. Otherwise, I'm
for
safe.
Me, it'll probably be the lead in the water in Denver.
Oh, so, yeah. Well,
I do drink filtered water, but I was like thinking about this last night when I was making pasta because I like fill up the pot with water, just tap water, and it's like infusing lead into my pasta. But whatever.
When's the last time you changed your Brita filter?
I change it pretty regularly, like when it turns red. Yeah,
I haven't changed mine in years. Like, why?
Oh God.
I just have, they're expensive, you know.
Yeah, not if you get them at Costco.
Shit, I can't go back to Costco.
Full circle.
It was too much. And like you go in, you're like, I'm gonna save all this money, and then you spend $270 and you still need groceries. You know, it's like, how does this happen?
And it forces you to buy like such large servings of things. Like I bought this huge bag of stuffing mix, and so I've just been eating stuffing like once a week for a month now. Like, this is not good for my digestion.
That's so funny. Yeah, stuffing is one of those foods like I can't imagine eating when it's not Thanksgiving. Like,
oh, I love stuffing. Well, I just ate it for the month of November, you know.
Thanksgiving.
Just had an extended Thanksgiving.
I put 150 scorpions on a grilled cheese sandwich and ate it. You might be wondering, why would this man do this? And I'm honestly wondering the same thing. I probably could have just used a few of these and called it a scorpion grilled cheese, but I decided to really commit and use all 150 scorpions. I started by oven roasting the scorpions in some olive oil and salt, and then I toasted up some sourdough bread and spread on some mayonnaise. Then I added a whole bunch of cheese and all 150 scorpions. This is probably the first time that I've ever been legitimately scared to eat a grilled cheese sandwich. But I'm committed to your entertainment, so let's get this done. I'm mad at how delicious this cheese pull looks, especially because you can see clumps of scorpions in it. Now it's time for a taste test. Alright, here we go. Good. Just salty. Like, they're just crispy and salty. It's a mental thing. It's actually kind of good. Alright, we can do this.
What the fuck? Oh my God. That's terrifying. That's horrible. Those were really, as a Scorpio, I am upset. But,
What possesses people to do?
wait, so they were alive and then you just killed them by roasting them?
I don't know. I thought they like came
They
freeze
came
dried or
dead?
something. I don't know.
I have no idea. But God, that's terrible. I didn't know people ate scorpions, first of all. Like I know people eat pretty much whatever they want. But yeah, it just seems like the claws would not be pleasant to eat, you know?
Right? Yeah. It's just I think that people want to be like edgy, and try new things. And they're like, yeah, let me eat this live octopus or like
Oh, I hate that shit.
fucking tarantula or something. I'm like, they're just trying to be cool.
And you could
Which
tell when he was eating it, like, I don't think he liked it. He was like, oh,
obviously not.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you could tell that he was like not about it at all.
I get so annoyed when people act like insects are the protein of the future. And I'm like, how about plants? Can we
What's
just eat
wrong with
plants?
plants? What the fuck is wrong with why do people hate eating plants so much? Like they don't even hate eating plants so much. They just hate the idea of only eating plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, the insect thing is weird. And yeah, people ask me about that a lot. Like when I'm on the streets, like, what about eating insects? Do vegans eat insects? Like, of course we don't fucking eat insects. Like most people don't eat insects. They're
Do you even want
tiny.
to eat insects? Like, do
Yeah,
people
come
actually
on.
want this to be the protein of the future? Like,
Yeah, my old roommate, he would go to Mexico a lot, and I guess you can get like the little crickets in like packages, and they have like different flavors. And he was always really excited when he came back from Mexico to eat his crickets. And he's that type of person who's like, "Oh, I'm so adventurous," blah 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 blah. So yeah, you can definitely tell there's a bit of an ego thing with that one.
yeah, yeah. Carnism runs so deep that people are more disgusted by the idea of eating tofurkey or like plant-based chicken or whatever than they are eating scorpions. Like,
Yeah,
or like they'll
it's
entertain the
sad.
idea of eating crickets before they will eat like an impossible burger.
Yeah, Impossible Burgers are chemicals and poison. It's so stupid. I was just looking at this post that said AI said that in 2032 there's going to be some plant-based meat revolution or something. So that's very exciting. Obviously it's speculation, but 2032 we can look forward to it. Okay, I want to do a Reddit post. French people eating the ortolan bird delicacy. The small songbird is force-fed grains to fatten him up, then drowned in brandy. Once prepared, the bird is then eaten whole in one bite, except for the beak. Diners cover themselves with napkins to hide their sins from God. What are your thoughts on that one?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I guess that was a lot.
So
Um,
it's like frog gras, but
but
I don't know. They're
they're
force fed and then they're drowned in brandy.
Yeah, so they're force fed. So I guess, it's not quite like foie gras because that's to fatten up their liver. This is just to
Right.
fatten them up. And yeah, then they're drowned in brandy. Like why brandy? And that's just like do they just have large vats of brandy they dump all these birds into? And then the
Wait,
other
so
really
they're
weird,
killed by being drowned in
yeah,
brandy.
in brandy. I think so. I mean, it says they fatten it up, then drowned in brandy,
And then they're eaten whole?
except for the beak.
I just have no words.
Well, okay,
Wait,
what do
is
you
this
think
like a
about the fact that they're like covering themselves up to hide their sin from God? Do you think God can't see your sin if you cover yourself with a napkin?
I guess not. Wait, what religion is this?
It's like a French thing. I don't know.
This is
Um,
why religion, or people say veganism is a religion. Carnism is so much more
oh, for
closely
sure.
tied to religion than veganism is.
Yeah, yeah. Carnists are so fragile whenever their carnism is challenged, and I feel like that's like a very kind of devout religious um trait. And yeah, they're just so indoctrinated. Um, and it's just based on, completely like stupid claims, right? It's like, oh, animals don't count or we need to eat them. Like none of that's true. So yeah, it's really frustrating when people say that vegans are in the cult, just because of how meat eating is such a cult.
I feel like these posts kind of highlight the absurdity of it. It's like if you
Yeah,
think about it, like most people I feel like would react in a similar way to us to like eating a scorpion grilled cheese sandwich or like drowning a bird in brandy. But like,
yeah,
is it actually worse than like what we do to cows, pigs, and chickens that people eat? Like, it's not actually weirder. It just seems weirder because it's not normal. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, like chickens aren't drowned in brandy, but they are dragged through an electric shock bath and then their throats are slit. Like that's pretty bad too. Like if that brandy was, electric, like that wouldn't make it better. So yeah, it is interesting just kind of the ways that even us, we're like, oh my God, that seems worse, but it's actually not worse when you just take a second to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Let's talk poop. What would you say to somebody who maybe in the beginning stages is having issues with their poop, whether it's constipation or explosive diarrhea?
Explosive, that's my favorite type of diarrhea. It just gets it right out. You are having the former, constipation, having trouble getting those pebble rocks out, then you need more fat. More fat in the diet. So add more fat and add possibly more hot rendered fat, melted butter, grease, all that good stuff. Magnesium can help, water, make sure you're hydrated. So liquids, fats, all that good stuff. If you're blowing out some mud out your back end, then you need to do the opposite, the inverse, if you will, in mathematical terms, and solidify that fat. Reduce your fat or switch to like hard cheese, hard butter, less of that greasy, melted, rendered fat, and that should tighten things right up.
Wow. All right. That's some solid medical advice. So yeah, I guess if you're having explosive diarrhea, the solution is to just have harder cheese. I don't see why that would make a difference, but I'm not a carnivore doctor, so what the hell do I know? I didn't realize that they were on, like, I definitely knew constipation was a thing on the carnivore diet because like they're not getting any fiber, but I didn't realize explosive diarrhea was also a problem. Um, that's
Yeah, I
that's
don't really
weird.
know the like mechanisms behind that. Like I understand constipation, but yeah, I don't know what causes the explosive diarrhea.
It's
Your body's
the
just like
melted
so
butter.
confused and concerned. It's like
Oh man. Yeah, it's crazy. So I got this Whoop recently. It just like tracks a lot of your like biometrics and all this cool stuff. And I've been on the Whoop subreddit and someone posted like, what's going on with me? My resting heart rate has gone way up over the last couple months. My heart rate variability has gone down. I've been traveling a lot, blah, blah. I also started the keto diet. And everyone's like, it's the keto diet. Like what do you think it is? Like that's clearly going to make your resting heart rate higher. Not good for your cardiovascular health. So it's just people are just so dumb about this stuff. Like, why would they think that being a carnivore would be good for you? It just once again goes into that kind of indoctrination and this new world of this carnivore diet culture. Yeah, it's insane.
It goes against like everything we know about nutrition. Like,
Yeah.
like it's a complete reversal of the scientific consensus. It's like, how about instead of eating whole grains to cure your constipation, instead just eat the things that we know cause constipation, like cheese.
And melted butter. That's wild. Yeah, I want to watch another carnivore one. These are fun.
If you are starting your day with a bite of butter, a little bit of bacon, and a shot of raw milk, what could possibly go wrong? Bottoms up.
Oh my God.
I'm like, is this
Possibly
irony?
wrong.
Like, is it self-awareness or
No, I don't think it is. Okay, what could go
so
wrong?
many things could go wrong?
Oh my
Like,
God.
first of all, raw milk. What the fuck is this weird new trend of drinking raw milk?
Is it a trend? Is that a thing?
Yes. Have you not seen this like raw milk craze where people are like, oh, the problem is that milk is pasteurized and it kills all of the probiotics and like basically removes all of the like healthy properties of milk. And I'm like, no, it basically removes the harmful bacteria like listeria.
Bacteria, pus. That's crazy. Like I had kind of heard of it, like in Schitt's Creek, there was like an episode where they were trying to get raw milk, but it's illegal, first of all.
Yeah.
And no, I didn't realize it was like a craze. That's I wonder how people even get it, you know? Like you have to go like, straight
You
to a
have to
dairy
like go
farm.
to the farm, yeah. I follow this Christian couple on, or I don't follow them. I was just like watching a bunch of their videos. And they feed their like 1-year-old child raw milk. Like, what the fuck are you
Wow.
doing? Like, your kid is gonna
Damn.
end up in the hospital.
Babies aren't even supposed to have
Insanity.
cow's milk at all, right?
I mean, no, but especially
Especially
not
not raw
raw.
milk. Yeah. Like it's like that's already bad. The raw just makes
Right,
it worse.
exactly.
Start your
Yeah.
day with some butter and some heroin. What could go wrong? You know, like all these fucking people are so insane.
It's just so funny from my perspective as like a extreme emetophobe. Like, I'm so terrified of throwing up that I
Oh
like
wow.
don't consume certain things. Like, I will not eat alfalfa sprouts. I like
Alfalfa
wash my
sprouts make you
greens like
throw
3
up?
times. Well,
Or
the
like,
risk of foodborne illness is just higher,
oh really? You know, they
especially if you get
actually
them at a
don't
restaurant.
sell sprouts. It's really hard to find sprouts around here because I guess Louisiana had like such an issue with like, you know, foodborne
Yeah.
diseases in sprouts. So they just like made the state stop selling them for like years.
Yeah. My sister and I laugh about this together because we're both emetophobic, but it's like the things that people do, they just have zero fear of getting sick. Like they'll just drink raw
Yeah.
milk or like raw water. Have you heard of the raw water craze?
What the fuck is raw water?
Untreated water, just drinking water from the stream.
Oh,
And people
I've
are
had raw water.
paying for raw water.
Well, so some water is like so good. Like if you go to Tennessee and you like drink from the streams there, it's like it's so good and cold. It's like the only good part of hiking. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't like buy it from someone around here.
So you do drink,
I bet
you've drank
Denver
from a
has
stream?
really good raw water. Yeah, I drank from a stream. I yeah, I was fine. I had like
I
a
would
water
never.
filtration system, but there's some places where you don't need it.
The fear is too strong for me.
I don't have much fear of throwing up. I've thrown up a lot in my life. I've gotten sick a lot. I've got food poisoning. That sucks, but like, you know, I'm still alive.
Would you feed your 1-year-old child water straight from a stream?
Probably because I really don't want kids, so maybe it would like kill the baby.
Shut the
No, if I cared about children's safety. I would not feed them raw water from a stream. Definitely not. My husband's like super weird about like that. He sounds like you. He's always like filtering his water and making sure everything is like super clean and all this stuff. Um, so yeah, I get it. I get that I'm dirty and gross.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much, Natalie, for joining me. And I think, should we make this a regular series? I think so.
Yeah, let's do it. I love doing collabs with you, just talking shit about people. It's always fun. Always fun for me.